Thank you, David. There comes a time in every person's life when they meet their one true love, their soulmate, the person who will know and understand them for the rest of their life. That moment came for David when he met me 25 years ago. Because the time we spent together, this has ultimately had an effect on our sense of humour. So if there is anything offensive, vulgar, long-winded, tactless, or crass about my speech, it is entirely David's fault. One of the few things I can remember from my childhood is sitting in the tree with David near where we used to live, doing impressions from the film Wayne's World. This ultimately involved going swing whenever an attractive girl went past. I think it's testament to our quick learning that we don't do that sort of thing anymore. Now, knowing someone for such a long time, you inevitably go through different stages of friendship where you drift apart and still make friends. Now, high school was such a period for me and Dave, as we belonged to different classes and had a different circle of friends. Dave with the popular people, and me with the geeks. One of the few classes we shared was French, and there's one particular French lesson that stands out from all the others. We were doing a class exercise, where the teacher would ask us to describe a word, and the class member would use it in a sentence. And going around the class, one of the girls in our class said the French word jolly. The teacher looked at me, and he went, a little something like this, bear with me.
Props.
Yeah.
Bonjour, Miss Guimara. Jonathan, où il est très joli. Now, not knowing what jolly meant, and the blank look of my friends' faces suggested they hadn't a clue either. I therefore took a gamble and decided, as it sounded like the English word jolly, it might mean happy or something similar. So the teacher repeated the question. Jonathan, où il est très joli. David est très joli. The class burst out into laughter. Jonathan, jolly en Angleterre? Pretty. I then realised I just told 30 of my classmates, in French, the gayest of all the languages. David was very pretty. Now, there were a lot of people in our French class that David was very close friends with. But looking around, over 10 years later, yes, I'm the only one here. Top table. Charles seems pretty in French. Despite going to nursery, primary school, high school, and sixth form with David, as well as being in a number of bands with him, we also ended up in the same university. One of the first nights we were there, Dave's Block and Tours was organising a pub crawl for the freshers. It was during this pub crawl that the beautiful bride Claire enters our lives. The challenge of the first pub was to down your pint. Me and Dave had a fair bit of drinking experience, but would be no problem. And the top two places would be assured. However, as we were getting to the last gulps of glorious beer, we could see Claire proudly holding the empty pint glass on her head. This made an immediate impression on Dave. So much so that they got together fairly soon after. And even to this day, pub crawls continue to be a symbol of their relationship. During the second year, I had the pleasure of living with Dave in Aberystwyth. One moment when I realised how serious he was about Claire was when Claire was organising a joint masquerade ball. Now, given our experience with French things, we were a bit dubious. But Dave was adamant that we embraced the idea wholeheartedly. And me, Dave, and Paul, who is over there,
Paul.
decided on masks. Now, having never been to a masquerade ball before, we didn't really know what to expect. And on arrival, we were greeted with a variety of gorgeous masks, with feathers, and sequins, and ornate jewelry, and glitter, and sparkly things. The reaction to our masks, and Claire's reaction especially, was less enthusiastic. People realised we'd come dressed as the three bears. I think we'll all agree that Claire looks absolutely stunning.
Woo.
Dave, you look pretty. Bridesmaids, you also look stunning, and I look forward to dancing with you all later.
I'm not going to say anything.
Special thanks to Lynn and Martin, Claire's parents, and Sue and Phil, Dave's parents. Thank you for bringing up two people I care for very much. Stag do. Thanks to everyone that made the trip down to Portsmouth. I think the sight of Dave dressed as a pink, fluffy pig is something we'll never forget. Hen ladies, I hear you had a good time, and it's nice to see you at a wedding you're actually invited to. Now, I could go on with stories about Dave all night, but I know you're keen to get to the bar. Instead, I've written them down in copies of my book, The Man, the Legend, A Ginger Hero for Our Time, available for sale later in the foyer. Highlights include David nearly burning the flat down, blaming it on me, when I wasn't even there. Stealing my bed and replacing it with a flat rubbish bed and not telling me until uni was finished. And being the only man I know who got a Christmas card from the kebab shop. Now, I think we both agree that university was an awesome time in our lives, as we both fell in love. And ladies and gentlemen, love is all you need.
Woohoo here. Yay.
On that note,
Just me.
it's been my pleasure and privilege to have known David for over 20 years, as during this time he's become a great source of support, humour and friendship. From talking to his family, friends and colleagues, these sentiments have been echoed by all who know him. Ladies and gentlemen, if you please be upstanding, join me in the toast. You're both really good friends, and on behalf of everyone here, I would like to wish you a lifetime of love and happiness together. David and Claire.
David